Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Oz Truck News. What does it cost to run a prime mover? Well, I'd like to prompt the discussion because there's very little real Australian data in the public domain. So the data I'm going to share with you today is the cost to run a single trailer prime mover in the US, working with averages converted to Australian dollars and metric, of course. In 2021, that figure is $1.53 per kilometre. Across 230 companies with a combined 70,000 single trucks, the operating cost range is wide from $1.11 to $2.75 per kilometre. This factors in average loan or lease repayments, which runs at 23 cents per kilometre, insurance, diesel usage, maintenance and tyres, drivers' wages and benefits, and office licences, tolls and permits. Now I'd love some feedback about Aussie costs per kilometre. Comment below about your configuration and cost. Okay, moving to the two major freight route works that kicked off this week. In WA, the $385 million Great Eastern Highway bypass interchange, and in New South Wales, the $187 million Parks bypass. The Parks project will remove 1,200 heavy vehicles a day from city centre. Not going into specifics, but the Star Track have reached a deal with the TWU last week, but FedEx is facing rolling stoppages from the 22nd as the protracted negotiations have reached a stalemate. SEA Electrics won at the Heavy Vehicle Industry Awards for product innovation. Australia's first volume produced range of all-electric trucks through to 22.5 tonne GVM. Also nominated was the Kenworth T410 SAR and Drake Group's B-double crane counterweight Skell. Charlton Toowoomba is set for a $16 million road and rail intermodal terminal development, focusing on truck and rail transfer efficiency and providing space for expansion over the next 15 years. Transurban has increased their toll charge by 4%, and Nat Road says it's a significant whack since truck operators already pay 3 times more than motorists. Penske will be launching the new Western Star 47X in late 2022 in Australia with the DD13 Gen 5. They indicate the aluminium X-Cab will have 13% more space over their competitors. A good news story. After major flooding in British Columbia, Canada, this past week, there have been hundreds of truck drivers stranded. The local Sikh community has stepped up and fed at least 400 stuck truckers. Good on them. Iveco is to supply 1,000 CNG-powered S-Way trucks to Amazon's European fleet operations. They're fitted with 1,050-litre tanks providing 620-kilometre range. Staying with Iveco, they are to be a standalone entity away from C&H moving forward. Now, I'm sure you're all aware that Scania have just won a major award, but the bigger news is that Australia is hosting a 770 horsepower R-Series demo at the moment and working towards the second half 2022 for retail deliveries. Staying with Scania, the new engine platform can be run on hydrotreated vegetable oil. It is a process of hydrocracking that adds hydrogen to the molecules. I spoke previously about new Cummins X15N, but they've confirmed when powered with renewable natural gas RNG using methane collected from organic waste as their primary fuel source, it can be credited with a neutral carbon index. I spoke about BP's JV last week in methane RNG. It's moving ahead in the US, that's for sure. Daimler is adding to its BP UK hydrogen partnership discussed last week, with another deal done with Total Energies aiming for 150 refuelling stations by 2030 across the EU. I'll leave you with a photo, and this is of the daily grind of Californian container truckers having to line up bumper to bumper for 2 miles to enter the port. It's not a nice day for productivity, you'd think. Thank you, and safe trucking.